Welcome to Hallyu Cafe. Come in and let's have a chat. 여러분, 안녕하세요. Nikki입니다. Hi everybody, it's Nikki. Welcome to our first segment of Hallyu Cafe. Today I want to talk to you about Sasaeng. What are Sasaeng? Sasaeng are obsessive fans, and I'm talking about stalker-like obsession. This is very, very common with Asian artists and idols. However, we also have stalkers here in the US, but I don't think it's quite as pronounced and prominent as it is in Korea, for example, or it could also just be that the reason is Korea is so much smaller than the US, so it's easier for someone, a Sasaeng, a fan, to go from south-south up to north-south Korea. So the time that it takes to travel is much slower and faster for them than like for us. If we'd go from Florida to Alaska, that took a week for me to drive. But let's talk about the issue we face there. The behavior Sasaengs are showing is extremely inappropriate. And it has many, many different levels. It starts at the airport, going to the airport and grabbing idols, to breaking into their homes, stalking them, finding out where their hotels are, breaking into the hotels. All of that criminal behavior that is associated with a stalker is what Sasaengs are doing. So let's kind of take a look at some of the things that happen to K-pop idols. I'm not going to go into all of the ones that I found, just because the list is so long, but I want to kind of talk about a few of them and then share my view and opinion about obsessive fans with you guys. So let's get started on this. Something that's actually really common and really scary too is car accidents. Sasaengs are so obsessed that they will follow the idols in their cars and cause car accidents, not just having the idols included in the accident, but other people on the street. Some of the the victims of car accidents like that have been Super Junior. Yeah, Lee Tuk and Hachel, they were in car accidents and got injured. GOT7's Jackson was in a car accident and was caused by a Sasaeng just last year. So they go to an extreme, following idols with their own cars and follow them everywhere and then causing accidents just to snap a few pictures or whatnot. I think that's extremely wrong. Invasion of privacy is another major thing that seems to happen with Sasaeng. Sasaengs will try to find out where an idol lives, break into their house, steal things from the idol. I mean, just hiding in their home. Just think about that. How obsessed do you have to be to do such a thing? To take someone's privacy away? K-pop idols are still people. They're still normal people that have privacy and want privacy. Just because you're buying their CD doesn't mean that you can just go and find their house and walk into their house. So stuff like that happened actually to EXO's Dio. FT Island, the dorm was broken into. Jonghyun from CN Blue, someone broke into his house and hid in his closet. I mean, things like that happen to a lot of idols where people will break into their homes and then hide in the closet and just kind of observe them or take pictures once they fell asleep. Like, how creepy is that? Just think about it. It's like a horror movie playing in your own home. Sasaengs have even stolen underwear from idols and then sold it on the internet. Why would you do such a thing? I understand that you're a fan, but stealing underwear and breaking into their house, that is absolutely not okay. For G-Dragon, Sasaengs have been camping outside of his house. And the problem is his family was also living with him, so they were afraid to go outside. He had to tweet and tell him, don't camp outside to wait for me. It's a safety issue. I've heard from other idols that people have tried to break into their electronic locks. That's very common in Korea to have an electronic lock on your door where you just type in your number and you can go in. My apartment had the same thing. But why would you do that? Why would you try to break into somebody's house? So that's a major issue too, is breaking in and destroying their privacy, their personal space. EXO had a problem where Sasaengs have found out which hotel they were staying in, and they broke into the rooms and installed cameras and microphones, and then sold the audio to other people or whatnot. Again, I'm coming back to the fact that yes, you are buying their CDs and their music. They are at the level they're at because of you. But that doesn't mean you're entitled to be able to just go into their hotel and like, hey, let me put a camera up here for my own pleasure. No, it's not okay like that. Just a few days ago, there were reports of Sasaengs having found out the hotel NCT was staying in Russia and have said that they're going to camp out. Like, don't do that. To give them your space. Like, no. Another thing what Sasaengs apparently like to do is chase the idols. BTS had occurrences like that, where they were out a different country and were just at a cafe. And Sasaengs found out where the cafe was and were hiding out outside. Camera people had tried to tell them, please leave, and they were acting like they were leaving, but then once BTS was leaving, they were just following them and chasing them everywhere. Like, chasing is also not okay. Like, if they're out going grocery shopping at a cafe with friends, leave them be. It's not your business. Airports are another thing that are really irritating to me personally. If you're at an airport and they're there, wave, I don't know, maybe say hi, but don't find out their schedule, their boarding schedule, their flight schedule, and wait at the airport, and then grab them. There was a incident with Jungkook, I think just last year, where he was grabbed by fans. They were making the space so tight for them to walk through, and then they was just grabbing him and pulling him. It's like, no, it's not okay. Where's that bubble, that personal space we teach little children of don't go in somebody's face, don't do this. Why do Sasaengs think that this is okay? Personally, I don't think it's okay. I'm also not a fan of people going to the airport and waiting for them. Like, flying is no fun when it's a long-haul flight. I've done long-haul flights all the time. A lot of them. Most of my flights are actually overseas. You don't feel good after that. You don't smell good after that. You're tired just from flying. Just leave them be. Give them space. Let them go to the hotel. Let them get a rest. Let them get adjusted with jet lag. Stuff like that. Just give them space. And apparently, Sasaengs have also tried to kidnap idols. Kim Yoo-jung, when she was in kindergarten, in elementary school, there was a fan that was pretending to be a relative and was trying to kidnap her. Luckily, they caught it and she wasn't kidnapped, but just think about that. How sick do you have to be to do something like that, to abduct a child? This even happened with EXO, where Sasaengs rented a van that looked similar to the manager's van. The vans they get in after they get picked up from the airport. And they parked that van at the spot where the managers would park it. For EXO, it was lucky that the managers caught onto that, so they didn't get into that van. But why would you do that? Why would you kidnap somebody to take pictures of? Or something like that? I mean, it's not okay. I think I'm stressing this a lot, that it's not okay, because I really don't think it's okay. And every time I see stories like this come out, I cringe and I feel bad for the idols, and it just makes me feel uncomfortable, and I'm not even an idol. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, for yourself, if this happens to you, you will go to the police or try to go to the police if there's a stalker. And luckily, Korea put this in place now, that you will get a fine and have possibility of a jail sentence. This is all done to protect the idols. So I think in general, I really, really want to stress, if you're a fan, still think of them as people and not as, oh, they're gods or whatnot. If you want to think about it like that, yeah. But don't go into their personal space. Just leave them be. They have a stressful life. They don't sleep a lot most of the time. they don't get a lot of rest because they travel a lot, then go from event to event, practices, performances. If they have that little downtime, let them have the downtime. Don't try to find out where they're eating. Don't try to find out where their hotel is. For God's sake, don't try to break into their house, their safe space. Leave them alone. Let them have their safe space. They will talk to their fans if they want to talk to you. They will come out. They will engage you if they feel like it. A lot of idols even say, yeah, it's okay to take a picture or whatnot. And sometimes they just don't want it. Sometimes they just want to be left alone. There's still people. You and I don't always want to talk to people. Sometimes we just want to hide in our own house. So let's give them the same respect. Don't grab them if they're coming out of the airport. Give them space to walk if you do see them. You can wave. I mean, some idols are okay with you coming up to them, and then some idols are not. Some security will say, oh, hell no. Managers will say, no, thank you. Respect them. Don't go out of your way to make them even more uncomfortable as they already are. I've seen it at a 17 event where a fan got angry and was throwing things. Don't behave like that at a fan meeting. Just don't. Be respectful. They're people. If you don't like it, just walk out. Do you have to make a scene? No, you don't. So I think for me, it's really just give them respect that they deserve. Give them personal space like you would everybody else. I just remember there was another EXO incident where Sasaengs, female Sasaengs, have shaved their head and went into the male's bathroom just to see EXO. I'm sorry, this is not okay. This is absolutely not okay. Since then, apparently the guys are taking turns watching the entrance of the bathroom. Like, you can't even go to the bathroom in peace. Like, what is that? No, you can't. You cannot do that. There've also been incidents where I don't think I'm going to mention this on the podcast simply because it's too gross. But yes, gross things happen too involved with blood. I'm sorry, something is wrong with you if you think this is okay to send people notes in your own blood. If you feel like you can invade someone's privacy like that and break into their house, something is seriously wrong, and I think you need to find help. So for all the fans out there, again, I want to stress this. I actually can't stress this enough, how important I feel that idols need their own space. Idols need their privacy. Idols need to be able to rest. Don't be so obsessed with them that you need to follow them everywhere. I mean, how can they live their own lives? How can they live a sort of normal life when they always have to worry, is someone following me? Is someone in my own house? Will I be safe getting from A to B? Will I make it out of this car? Will I make it out of the airport? It's no fun living like that, and I don't think that you would want to live like that. Sadly, a lot of idols have to live like that, where they have to move because of fans, because of the obsessive fans. So my main message for you is be a fan, support them. Don't turn into a Sasaeng. Don't turn into an obsessive stalker. Go to their concert. That's fine. Don't try to find out where their hotel is. Don't try to purposely find out where they will eat, where they will sleep, when they get there. If you see them, great. If you don't, it's life. Please don't stalk to them. Please give them privacy. Love them from afar. Yes, I think this is my main message. Support your idols in the ways you can support them, but don't put them in any danger and don't take away their privacy, their little privacy that they have. So yes, that was today's new segment called Hallyu Cafe. I hope to see you guys this weekend with K-pop Coffee Talk. And I hope to see you again, or hear you, or you'll hear me again next week with another segment of Hallyu Cafe. Bye-bye!